So now let's talk about a little bit about selenium and the condition. Do we have any people in class who still unclear what conditions are for and how to use them? And meanwhile, when we talk, please install the new mobile, new build. We have a new build for thinking time. So guys, anyone who is unclear about conditions? Everybody's clear, no questions at all? So we should not spend any time on selenium today? Okay, Nikolai, you unclear, so ask. What are you unclear about? Guys, learn later, it's not a good thing to do because next class we're gonna learn about loops. And if you didn't understand condition, it will be hard for you. Yes, ask any question about selenium right now. Nikolai, your choice. Come on, guys. All selenium questions, spit it out. Okay, who wants me to? Do we have more people who need to hear about conditions? Guys, please don't hesitate. Don't think if nobody asks, I'm not gonna ask. That's very silly attitude. Don't forget, you all come from different backgrounds. For some people, it's easier. For some people, it's much more complicated. So, okay, I will. You explained before how to use variables when X passes are different for 3 buttons in order, but I think we lost that recording. Okay, Anna, I have this recording. I have the whole thing. I posted it. I told you guys last time. If you will go here in a Selenium material, not videos. If you go class, Selenium class material, you see the extra tips link? If you click it, you will get all those slides. Okay, so I'm explaining conditions one more time, right? Again, I really hope you understand. If you don't understand, speak up. Don't wait. You have 20 minutes now. It's enough to go over conditions one more time. Okay, mouse by we can do next time. Mouse by coordinates, it's another function that you can use if mouse 2 doesn't work. Okay, let's start from conditions. So conditions, what it is about. Again, I love an example when I'm with the kids, when you say, okay, when you speak any language, English, let's say, right? You say, okay, kids, you cannot watch TV if you don't do your homework. Or if you don't do your homework, you cannot watch TV. That's your condition. The condition that you give to the kid speaking English, right? The same thing happens, you same condition, the conditions work the same way in Selenium when you use Ruby. So you give to Selenium condition, you're saying if you cannot find or you can't find the element, how to do conditions for the item that is not available now. Hold on, Natalia, hold on. So just, you can do it different ways, right? And so you can say, if to Selenium, You can say, okay, selenium, if you see this particular element, then do this. But you also can say, if you don't see this element, then do that, right? It's another condition. So if you try to write a condition for element that's not available right now, then what happens? You look for this when element is not available. Let's see, who can give me an example of element that's not available? So I would not look for it. Anyone? Where should I go to find not available element? This one is available. I don't want to spend time looking for the element that's not available. Yeah, I know, but what item, Vascot? I know what you're talking about. Do you have the example of the item so I wouldn't look for it? Let's see, ship to, available. Okay, here we go. Right? So add to cart, not available. So that's what you would look for. Let's take a look. Take a look at the selected row right now. What attribute can we take here and can we use? And we can say to Selenium, if you see that, then go back, for example. What do you think you can use? Take a look at the selected row. What attribute? Correct. Correct. Good, guys. Here. It's right there for you. So you can look for the class that contains text disable. Correct? We used ID before, but you can also say a class, and you can give the whole name, but whole name is very long. And we learned how to deal with the long names before, right? So you can say a contains class disable. Correct? Everybody's following? Instead of small, it will be disabled, and instead of wildcard, it will be a. So that would be your, it will be your if statement, right? Hold on, let's open it. Let me find. Okay, no, it's a logout. So don't forget, guys, to install the new build. Meanwhile, okay, so we wouldn't wait. So here will be a, right? Then here will be contain, right? Who can write me? I don't want to write the pass. Write the quick X pass and give it to me. Who can do it? Who can give me an X pass? Take a look at the. The example. Come on. Correct. We're missing something. No. No, Natalia, that's not correct. Sorry. What Natalia is missing? Correct, Maria. No, not correct, but almost there. You're missing slashes, right? You don't need wildcard here. Where are we? Okay. So you're saying to selenium, okay, if you say to selenium first, find this element, find this class, right? If you found this class, meaning if element count more than 0, then what do you want to do? Guys, what do you want to do? You don't want to click it, right? Go back, correct. So you can go driver, something like that. I don't remember. I think like that. Right, here's your if statement. Here's your condition. Is it clear? Vasco, guys, come on, is it clear? Anna, Ruslan, did you guys understand what I did or not? You also can do it different way, right? You also can do it differently. You can say find element ID. Hold on, let's do it differently. I don't want to delete it. Just want to leave it as an example for another class. But let's try to do it different way. Add to cart button not. So you can look for add to cart button, right, through ID. I don't remember ID, something like add to cart, well, cart, okay. And then you're saying if element count what? 0, then go back. Or not, if, yeah. Something is wrong here. If ID equal, look for this element. Oh yeah. Well, that's kind of bad because then you need to add here else, right? You can do else, but that will be longer for the same thing because it's a function that we're using. Also, guys, I don't remember if you need you need params here or not. I don't remember because in the Python you need params, in Ruby I don't remember, so check it out. Okay, that would not be correct. I mean, it will work, but that will just much longer than the first one. That does exactly the same. The purpose of it exactly the same. Are we good or not? So we can go both ways. If button exists or if button does not exist. For us, it makes more sense to say if button is disabled than if button is available, right? But there's another scenario, it can be different. Ruslan is good. Anna, you good? Where should we put condition? You need to, Maria, take a look here. So for disable button, that's your condition. You can put it anywhere you want. You can put it after you click the element. Again, in the real scripting world, you would not do that. You would not verify it when you're already on a page. You will verify here. Where are we? Just a second. In the real world, you will do condition on this page. On this one. And you will say, okay, verify first that ship to home button is available. And if it's available, click. Right? Or you can do, before you do anything at all, you can do, okay, nail by, I don't know, top rated or recently added. Or you can probably nail by ship to somewhere. Yeah. You see, you can go, okay, click this checkbox first, right? And then select first available item. And then you know for sure that your first item should be available for shipping. So it's a lot of different combinations that you can cover here. Maria, did I answer your question? I want you to understand that examples that we are working on are not necessary, it's just an example. It's not necessarily the good thing to do in this particular situation for this particular button, but it's just for you guys to learn conditions. What page do you want to verify, Anna? Just when you navigate? You don't really need to verify, in our particular situation, you don't really need to verify page, if I understand you correctly, because if you, for example, click on an age, right? And on the next page, you're trying to click the big kids, and you cannot click it. If element not found, it means a navigation didn't happen, right? Or you can always verify whatever. You can verify text on a page, for example, show by age. If you find this text, it means you're on the correct page. If you don't find this text, then you're not on correct page. By title, it will work as well. We didn't learn it yet, right? But I will show you how to do it. Remind me in the next class. We don't have time now. Anna, it's a lot of different variation of how you can verify the page, right? So again, for example, here you are on the home page, right? You click on a girl's toys page, and your next step is click on this category, for example. If you're in the wrong page, it will tell you that it doesn't find this category. So you don't really need to verify it. It's verify itself. But if you really need to verify the page, then you can go by that, right? You can always go by the text on a page. You just find this text and you verify it. You also can do a third command that we didn't learn yet, and you can verify it by title here. Do you guys want me to teach you now that we wouldn't do mobiles then? Okay, guys, do you want to finish Selenium today? Do you want to not to finish everything, but I can show you something new? Anna, yes, we have another 60 people. Everybody in a yes mood? Fine. Okay. Skipping mobiles completely. Okay, I'll do it very quick. You try to follow up because I still want you to get ready for interview. Okay. So how to verify the navigation to the page? Again, a lot of different options. One of them is very simple and we already know how to do it just by the text. Another one, you don't need to verify it at all because you select certain element. Your next step, you select certain element on the page, and if this element is not available, it will give you an error. So you would know that something is wrong. But we also have a very efficient, very kind of good-looking way to verify that page is available. And I can show it to you on example of, I need to show them another thing as well. Oh, guys, fine, I'll show it to you. So we would need to learn two new things today on Selenium. So for example, here, we would need to verify that when we click Twitter image, right, it navigates us to the new page. So first we want to find the Twitter image right here. And what we're gonna use to click on the Twitter image? Who can tell me? It's selected right now. ID, correct, guys. So we're saying When we're on this page, we can say, okay, then click on a Twitter button. Look what happens when I click on a Twitter button. What happened that never happened to us before? New tab, correct. So when new tab is open, new page, new tab, right? Selenium wouldn't see it because Selenium knows about this tab. It has no idea about this one because it's Twitter. It's not Toys R Us. It doesn't see it. So we need to tell to Selenium to switch windowses. And that's a very common function that used. And let me show how to do it. It's too lazy to do it myself now, so I need to clean up this mess. Come on. The search doesn't work. I'm looking for Twitter here, just a second. So I already created it. Oh, here. Okay. So that's how you do it. Right? So you go driver switch to window, and then you say driver window handle last. It meaning go to the latest open window. First switch and then set focus on the latest window. And now you use assert for verification. That's an official way to verify stuff in Selenium. So assert by driver title, meaning assert by title. Now, where do you take this title from? You put your cursor over the tab. And if my internet wouldn't be that slow, you would see the tooltip shows up. You see the tooltip right now? It says post to Twitter on Twitter. That would be title of your page. And that's how you assert it. That's how you verify. The same thing you can do when you verify this page, for example, babies, whatever. You see the title on a tooltip? That's what you need for your assert. Any questions? I did it pretty quick. So that's two new things. You learn new commands, switch windows. So very common actually question on an interview about Selenium. And you also learn how to verify using assert. Shop now button in a carousel on the main page, for example. The problem is the switches every few seconds. Oh, you don't need to verify that, man, because it's an ad. You don't verify ads. No, verify tab will not work without assert. It's not an HTML. Well, probably this we can try. I don't think I never done it. Let's see. Would it be in HTML? It should. It can be. No, no, you cannot do that. If you verify tab, you got to verify it by assert. Oh, we didn't know how to fill in the text field. Who knows how to fill in the text field, guys? What command do we use? Any smarty pants? Send keys, right? Guys, all this information is available online. It's very sad that you're not trying to find it. It's very, very basic commands. And actually, you had those commands uh, when you created your first script. You see, for Facebook, find element by ID, send command. Find element by ID, send command. Send keys. Okay, guys, extra class, sorry. Kind of forgot about you. Oh, you. Okay. Okay, guys, so please, I told you, I have all the test cases for you to automate on my website. Use it. You don't use it, you wouldn't benefit from this class. You need to automate by yourself. You gotta do it. Go to the mobile Selenium mobile class material. Click on the test cases to automate link, and go one by one and try to automate it. The test cases are pretty clear here, and they cover a lot of different commands. Guys, let's do mouse by in the next class. You do mouse by coordinates, and then you don't need to send element. Anna, I know, I think I emailed it to you today, right? When you use mouse by, you put coordinates that of the element that you want to click on. But then you don't need to use you don't need to use this row, basically. Uh, where's my mouse move to? So if you do mouse by, you don't need element here, you don't need this row, because you're not moving to element, you're just clicking on coordinates. Guys, okay, let's stop right here. Try to do some homework, try to find it, try to Google it. If I feed you everything, you would never learn. You need to learn how to use Google. That's very important skill to have. Okay, so let's look at the new build. Who installed the new? We're done with Selenium, guys, for today. Done. You really need mobiles. It's two different skill sets. If you would not cover all mobile material, it will be very hard for you to pass interview. Everybody installed the new build? Good. So what happened in the new build? Where's the new game? On the second page, that's not new games, just one game, guys, and it got transferred. Remember last time we looked at it? It just was placed on the first map, right? It was placed on the first map, I believe, instead of one of the memory games where the bear sits. And it was a placeholder, right? The developers put it for us just to get familiar with the game. So next time that they give us a build, we already know what this game is about. Right? So this time They actually placed it in the correct location. They placed it in a second map. But what this game is missing? Daily session was turned off. Remember, guys, we talked about it from really beginning. So daily session can be turned on and turned off. Hey, Sergey, not picture, but what I think I know what you're saying. Thumbnail, correct. Thumbnail, and why do you think it's missing now? Why do you think it's missing? Come on, think. What's the difference in between this game and other games? Just it's only one, correct, Fisher. So it's only one game, and because of that, it's missing the preview. And because it's missing the preview, what is it missing as well? Level, correct. So basically what they forgot now it's a full functionality, right? They gave us a build and they're saying, okay, game is ready. When they're saying that, it means you can open bugs already about everything. And they completely forgot that because that's a single game, they forgot this little uh, thumbnail and they forgot the leveling. So this game, it's no way for people to see the progress, right? They cannot see leveling up, which is really bad bug. Probably easy to fix, right? But bad. Now, what else is missing? I'm not sure this one should have a replay. Correct instructions are missing. Correct, Sergey. No, not fish. But what do we want to make sure we have as well? Not just the game, but we need to check what? As a parents, what are we checking? Progress, correct, Sergey. So if we're checking progress, and if we will test it now, we would see that progress is not getting recorded for this particular game. So it's not connected to the parents tab yet. Again, we don't know if developers know about it or not. We don't know if they're just missing part of functionality or they forgot it. But based on a comment for the new build where they said the full functionality is present, it means that they believe that everything is in. So it will be a legit thing to open a bug about it. Okay? So please, guys, test it. Because if you don't test it now, I know nobody tested it because I don't see any test cases about it, and that's bad. So now let's go to the questions, okay? Because we're getting toward end, I want to go through the interview questions. So let's start from the end. You see, I have a lot of them. I've been collecting them through years. So let's start from the first one. Does automation replace manual testing? What do you think? Now when you know a little bit of automation. No, why not? I agree partially. It's replaced it for 90%, but what automation cannot replace? It depends. what human eye can catch that automation cannot catch? Correct, Elizabeth. Picture. So, or misplaced button. Absolutely correct. Or color of the button or misplaced link. If link is there, Selenium will find it, right? Even if it's placed in completely different location. If button is there and it's red instead of blue, Selenium will click it, it will find it. No, I don't know about picture. I don't know if it's possible, ever be possible, because Selenium now can understand that the picture is there, right? It can read the image, it can read the location of the image, but it never can actually recognize what is displayed. So, for example, for Toys R Us, if you go to the boys' toys and you go to the Tutu Train page, and instead of Tutu Train, it will be Barbie, it's no way Selenium will recognize it. But eventually, probably technology will be there. You can definitely code in color of the button if it's important for you. That's already doable. It's just pain in the butt to do. You always can make sure that when you click the button, it's a correct color because it's in part of HTML. Okay. Next question. Any question about that? No. Okay, let's keep going. Eventually it will be there. The question, how much time it takes to code it in and how painful is the process versus the time that you spend going through this manually, right? Okay. Can test automation improve test effectiveness? What do you think? If yes, then why? Why? Please explain. It's not about the less time needed, but it's eliminate human error, right? I'm not sure if it saved too much money, but it definitely saved time. It increased test coverage and it eliminate human error. And to give you an example, if you every day, right, going through those same pages over and over, and it's 100 pages, and for example, you woke up on a bad mood and you just don't feel like doing it, and you know on this particular page you've never seen a bug, so you kind of skip it and you don't do it. And it can be that in this particular day the huge bug was introduced and it's happened on this particular page. And even though everybody understands how hard it is to go every day through the same pages, you will not be forgiven because that's what you get paid for. Okay, and automation makes sure that automation is not waking up on a bad mood, right? So if automation run and it tells you that everything is okay, and automation written really strongly, it's no way you're gonna miss. Okay, and that's a big plus of automation. Okay, next one. How do you plan test automation? That's actually a very common question. If people hire you and you tell them that you want to learn automation, so how do you plan it? What do you do? Let's say you join the company and nobody knows automation there, and it's a lot of companies like that. And you told them you can do it. How do you start? They don't have use test cases. They have nothing. They don't have requirements. No, guys, you're going wrong direction. Let's say they have some test cases. They have some but they're asking you about automation itself. They don't ask you about test cases, how you plan the automation framework. And no, not good answer, guys. You're going wrong direction. Okay, Maria. So first you get familiar with the app or with the website, and then what? Mm, no, going wrong direction, guys. When question like that asked, they basically mean how would you select the framework, right? What do you start from? It's hundreds of different frameworks that you can use, right? No, no, no. Forget the use flows, guys. You're going into correct, Sergey. Sergey is correct. You start from setting up environment. Great. What's a framework? That's just great, Anna said. Framework, that's what you use. Everything that you create, right? That's a framework. So what kind of framework do we use? We use Selenium WebDriver that using Ruby API, and we use Cucumber to run and execute our test cases. And we use RubyMine as an AD to create our methods. That's our framework. Anna, that's not good. That would be one of the first questions on the interview. It's not exactly the tools, right? Because the tool to automate, it's Selenium, right? But Selenium supports a lot of different frameworks. Tool is Selenium. Automation tool is Selenium. Now, how you use this Selenium? In what framework? You can use Ruby with RubyMine and Cucumber. You can use just Ruby with RubyMine. You can use only Ruby. Eclipse, it's not a framework. Eclipse, it's IDE, guys. Don't forget. Debugging, it's helping you to find an error in your code. We'll talk about it in the last Selenium class. But the framework can be Selenium WebDriver using Java API and using Eclipse as an IDE and using TestNG to create your test cases inside the Eclipse. You can use Selenium WebDriver with Python API, and you use Python charm as an IDE to create your test cases in. And you, on top of it, you have Letters to run those test cases. Or you don't use Letters, you run it through Python. Okay, it's a lot of different combination, guys. But again, those are frameworks that you can create. Now, when people ask you this question, they actually ask you based on what you pick your framework. And what would be your answer? What do you think would be correct answer? Based on what you pick your framework? Yeah, based on combination of programming languages that you know. Okay. Mm, based on the purpose and the product, Sergey, but no, I would disagree with that. It's too general. Experience, correct, Paulina. Here we go. Good. So you pick it basically based on what is used already in the company. For example, if a company using Python and most of developers know Python in a company, you would definitely pick the Python, right? Even though if you know Ruby, but nobody programs in Ruby in a company, probably it's good for you to change from Ruby to Python because it's easy switch. It's not complicated. It'll take you a week or two and you switch. How can you know what they're using? You don't have to know, but you tell them and you ask them. Because that's an interview. They ask you based on what you would, how would you approach automation? How do you start? So you start from investigating. You start from knowing what the company is using and what the company needs are. And based on what, and you play with several different frameworks to begin with to see which one works better for you. Which one fit the company needs better. Now, if everybody in the company using Java and they have a lot of scripts written in Java, probably you can pick Eclipse with TestNG and Java. Again, it's not necessarily a good idea. Yeah, guys, that trust me, after a while you would understand that it's not that complicated to switch from framework to framework. And that's what I actually want to cover in my class. I want to show you different frameworks. But that's in the future. It's not complicated. It's easy. And that's what you need. You know one now. You don't even know that good yet. You have an idea about one framework. Okay? But it's really, again, let's take a look. Let's take a look at the clips. And where's my clips? Sorry, second. Okay. Here's Java Eclipse. Okay, so I don't want to show you everything. I just want to show you something that you're familiar with. So take a look at the code here. Do you understand what it says? Because it's actually written for the Toys R Us, so I thought it will be easy for you to understand what's going on. Take your time and take a look. What the first row means? Get driver URL home. What it means? Correct. It calls the home page. It's open the website. Absolutely right. Now, what does that do? We didn't learn it, but it's still easy, right? It delete all the cookies. It's clean it up. What does that do? What this row means? Sleep. Correct. Now, everybody now knows what that means. Correct. So you see, you don't know Java at all. But when you open it, you can understand what it does. Again, it's much more complicated to make it work. You need to declare a lot of stuff. You need to set up your framework. It's not easy task. It's much more complicated than doing it in Ruby or in Python. But after you do it once, right? And after that, after you already created your framework, you're good. You don't need to do it again. Yeah, it's Java, not JavaScript. No, it's Java. Okay, guys. That's just an example. Okay, so basically, all what I'm saying, then people ask you this question. It's very important to answer it professional way. You say, I need to investigate what the company needs. I play with different frameworks, try different languages. I see what suits the company better. And based on that, I make my decision what to use. Because if you pick the wrong framework from a beginning, it costs a lot of money and trouble to the company. Okay, clear? Any questions? Okay, unfortunately, we're in the 7 p.m. already. So if you have questions, ask. No questions? Man, it takes forever. Forget the Selenium ID. Nobody needs it. Nobody uses. Cucumber doesn't work for Python. Python has lettuce instead of cucumber that looks the same. Yeah, Sergey. I'm sorry. That's a good question. I just don't want you to get confused, okay? No Selenium ID. Not ID, but IDE. Yeah, correct. Sorry, I just know a lot of people try to learn it, and I'm trying to talk them out of it because it's first of all, it's not really use, and secondary, it's really not a programming skill to have because no company would use Selenium IDE. Charles, what example do you want, guys? Somebody was able to actually install Charles and use it. Charles is just a middleman, guys. Charles is just a proxy, Charles proxy that records a conversation in between client and can we integrate Charles proxy to Selenium? Why would you do that? You replace cucumber with lettuce for Python. It's no need. It's no such a. It. Sorry, guys, doesn't make sense for me. Integrate Charles proxy to Selenium? For love of God, what for? What do you have in mind? It's two different. It's like two different things. Can you make a salad from the couch and a potato? No, because you don't eat couch. Automation for mobile testing, it's a completely different subject. To automate test requests? You lost me. Why do you need to automate it? Well, good for you, but not through Selenium. Again, different subject. Guys, it looks like you're getting a little bit confused in between different topics, which is understandable because you have kind of a big salad in your head right now. You need to clean it up a little bit. When you'll get a job and you'll start working just on one thing, it will clear up. No, it's not hard to learn mobile automation at all. It's the same idea. Again, the most complicated with mobile testing, it's set it up. After that, it will be about the same thing. You need to find the element on the page and to tell to your automation tool to click it, to select it, or to do whatever you need to do with this particular element. Same idea. The most complicated part, to locate the element. I wouldn't call it XPath, it will be mostly the query. A little bit different. XPath, it's web. Okay, guys, let's stop for now. No, no, no. Guys, we already got over our limits for the Selenium. I'm giving you much more extra time. We doubled up our time already. We cannot jump on a... Plus, it's not that easy to set up. No, guys, you didn't barely start with Selenium. If you got an idea of how to write test case, if you got an idea how to find XPath, if you got an idea how to verify element and you understood what a variable is about, also you got the conditions, and next time we will get the loops, you're good to go. Okay, we just, in this class, unfortunately, we have no time for practice, right? Because if we practice, it takes a lot of time, and then I cannot give you any new material. So I'm trying to give you new material and you're not practicing. But I assume you should practice at home. And if you don't practice at home, then yes, then we barely cover anything. But if you do practice at home, then you're in a good condition. Same with writing test cases. If you practice at home, you're in a good condition. If you don't practice at home, you will be lost during interview. Again, you can get lucky during interview and just pass it because you're cute or whatever, because they're desperate to hire someone. But most of the people would have problems if they didn't practice. Okay, guys. No, I'm not sending interview questions anywhere. I'm just asking them through the videos because I don't want people to memorize it. I believe it's a bad practice. Can give you an example. In a Portnov Computer School about 2 weeks ago, one of the guys went to interview people, and he interviewed 20 people, and he didn't hire anyone because every single one answered the questions in identical way. And what it means that people didn't try to understand, they memorize answers. And when people memorize answers, it's very easy to spot, and I don't want you to do it. Theory is identical. Nobody would ask you theory on the interview, Sergey. People will try to see how you think. What is your approach? They will give you to test different things. They will ask you why QA job is important, and if every 20 people will reply customer satisfaction, which is complete bullshit from my point of view, then it means they don't think. It means they just give the answer from the web or from Michael lessons or whatever. Type of testing, yes. Programs, right. But how you do it, it's your own answer. Think about why you become a QA. What do you think? Why do you think QA job is important? What's a quality in your opinion? Are you asking me, Anna? That's a question very often asked on the interview. When do you think it's enough to test? Guys, we are over time, big time, and I need to go groceries. Otherwise, my kids will not let me home because they're hungry and we have no food. So I'm gonna stop now and run to the store before it got closed. You guys think about all those questions and try to put your own personality into your answers, okay? I'll stop.